Hello there, my name is Thomas O'Regan, and over the last 4 years, me and my wife have 20x our property portfolio's equity position. I'm a professional property investor here in Australia. Today, I wanted to talk about how to pick areas that are primed for capital growth, and it's honestly not what you would think, and it's not what anyone would think. It's not something you can see. Potentially you can pick an area that's going to gentrify by looking at it, but I think before that happens, an area that gentrifies, an area that changes, happens because the area, the land in the area, or the property prices in the area are so low compared to surrounding areas that it actually forces investors or developers to relook at that area and change it. And what essentially happens is the use of the land, the use of the area changes to its highest and best use. Land is always changing, its potential use is always changing to its highest and best use. In Australia, land, it may have started as farmland, but now, or it may have just started as raw land. Aboriginal people owned it, and then white people came and they changed it into farmland, and at that time that was the land's highest and best use. And then came along a city, and the city changed the use of the area into its highest and best use. And highest and best use means it changed into an area, the land's use changed into something that just generated more money. Obviously, if you walk into a city, it's just generating more money per square meter than a farm is, right? So like city fringes, suburbs always push out, they always gentrify and grow in value. And what I believe is, if there's a city and then there's suburbs all on the outside, and maybe one suburb closer to the city is considered to be like the slums, or it's considered to be not so nice. I believe that area that's not so nice, because of the fact that it is so cheap, and this has served me very well, this is how I've made a lot of money in property, because of the fact it's so cheap, it will eventually gentrify. Okay? The fact that it's so cheap makes the project, makes the opportunity viable for developers, viable for investors to change that area to its highest and best use. That's about it. I mean, I generally look at all property. I'll compare properties I'm looking at wherever it is in Australia with other areas that are comparable all over Australia. And when I find an area that is significantly underpriced, that is where I will buy. If it's comparable, so whether I'm looking at St Kilda in Melbourne and comparing it to Potts Point in Sydney, or whether I'm looking at Melbourne CBD or Sydney CBD or Brisbane CBD and comparing it to Perth CBD, I'm saying, okay, so does it make sense? Does it make sense that the property prices in St Kilda, comparing it to Potts Point, are a quarter of the price? If not, then I'll buy there, because it has potential to gentrify. It has potential for capital growth. That's it. So hopefully that helped, guys. Bye.